All right. So for the first program, we're supposed to make 3 classes, 1 parent class and 2 child classes. The parent class is employee, and then in it we have the ID, the name, department, salary, balance, and whether the employee is employed with the company or not. And then we have 2 functions in the parent class. We have pay, which pays their employee the salary, which adds the salary to the balance. And we have the fire function, which fires employee, which sets the is employee status to false. And then in the child classes for full-time, we have the same, we inherited the same properties of the parent classes. And then we also added the give raise function, and this raise amount for the full-time is 1.1. So that's why we multiplied, or that's why that's our default. And then we also are given the option of putting amounts in there. That's why it's times amount, not just times 1.1. And then in the part-time, it's the same thing, but in this case, the amount is 1.05. And then we also added a function to read in each command line. And then we broke it up, each command, which is taken in as a list. And then as you can see, action is command 0, ID is command 1, name command 2, plus space command 3. And then department is 4, and salary we make an int, and then it's just the second to last of the list, and then employment is the last. And then if the employment is full-time, then we create an object of the full-time class and then add it to our employee dictionary. And if the employment is part-time, we add it to the employee dictionary, but in that case, we make the object of the part-time class. Otherwise, if the action is pay, then we iterate through the employee dictionary and pay each employee using calling the function. And the neat thing about dictionary is that you can just put the, we use the ID as the key, and then we just put the, call the value or the object of the class and just call the function using the key. And then we have a raise. If the action equals raise, then we call the, get the ID. And then if we're given a raise amount, which means that the length of command is equal to 3, then we insert it into our raise function for that subclass. Otherwise, we just give it raise based on the subclass. And then for fire, same thing. We called ID equals to command 1, which is the second thing. And then we just call the function using the key. And then we returned the dictionary to update it. And then we also have a function called getAverage, which takes the employee dictionary, and then the class type, which is the full-time or the part-time class. And then we had a list comprehension to just get the salary for each of the employees. And then we just divide the sum of the salaries, divide by how many employees there are. We also use the class type as the conditional. And then for output info, that's where we took the employee dictionary and then output the information to the output file. And then we called all of our respective functions. And then that's our output.
Okay, so the next part of the project is the web scraping. So we're using the requests library and the beautiful soup library. We're using get commands to create a HTML variable with passing in a URL to Wikipedia. And then we're using Beautiful Soup to parse that data and parse the content inside of that Wikipedia page. Here we're using the HTML tag title and printing out the title, and then looping through all of the, I guess we're finding all of the images in the file, looping through those and printing their source. So this is what it looks like when we run it. It outputs Wikipedia links. And here's the title. And I think that's it.